Alright, we got top 20 Demon Slayer moments. Let's check it out.
Slaying moments.
It's gonna be a cool reminder of all the cool moments that happened.
All the way to the crazy revelation we got from Nezuko.
I'm just saying, like, the recent season has been freaking slapping so far.
Yes,
so.
we're talking about some of the best Demon Slayer moments that will leave your heart racing. Let's start off with Danjiro's first Hinokami Kagura.
Okay.
The reveal of this breathing style took place when Danjiro was in a desperate fight against Rui, a sadistic spider demon, and the Lower Moon 5 demon. Now, Rui wanted nothing more than a normal family, but his demonic nature and tragic past had turned him into a sadistic monster. That's when both Danjiro and him fought. It was truly a sight to see as Danjiro fought Rui and unleashed Hinokami Kagura, which he just wasn't able to use before. Danjiro was driven to protect Nezuko from imminent danger and to save his life as well, so he unlocked his hidden power. So when he remembered his father's words, Danjiro was able to utilize his fire-breathing style. It was amazing to see because of just how much it surprised us. There were no hints whatsoever, and it completely redefined the series as we know it. This incident was a turning point for Danjiro as he discovered a different strength, which opened various doors of opportunities for him to slay demons with exceptional powers.
This is the first time he didn't use water breathing, right?
Danjiro's first Hinokami Kagura awakening was a legendary moment. Mitsuri's arrival at the Swordsmith village just had the perfect timing.
I love the love for Shira.
Mitsuri has always been known for being one of the most powerful swordsmen in terms of raw strength amongst other Hashiras of the Demon Slayer Corps. The love Hashira arrived at the village just when everyone needed her the most, and it was spectacular. The fish demon was spawned by Gyoko, the upper rank 5 demon, to terrorize the village and kill its people. Seeing Mitsuri gracefully take them down and then suddenly witnessing her return to her clumsy self, it's kind of cute and funny, to be honest. Let's not forget how delighted Lord Tenshin was when Mitsuri held him in her arms, but we can't really blame him, can we? Anyways, Mitsuri's arrival and sudden encounter with the fish demon at the Swordsmith village has to be one of the most iconic moments in Demon Slayer. Her presence completely changed the tide of the battle and made sure that the Demon Slayers had enough manpower to win the battle. Next up we have Danjiro versus the Hand Demon.
Bro, that was the first time I really looked at the anime and I was like,
just like how Mitsuri swooped in to save the day, Danjiro did the same. Being the main character is tough because you have to face terrifying demons while you're still learning how to fight. Danjiro's fight with the Hand Demon took place in the very first season of Demon Slayer, and it was seeking revenge as he was trapped on the mountain by Sakonji 47 years ago and has been feeding all of his students ever since. It was a truly terrifying encounter, especially since we got to know that he was the one that killed Sabito and Makomo, along with a lot more Sakonji students in the most horrible way possible. The moment Danjiro started taking
now Tamioka's scarred for life,
defeated the Hand Demon was without a doubt one of the greatest moments in Demon Slayer. It was emotional, it was epic, and most of all, it was at that moment when Danjiro realized that he was capable of much more greatness. Seeing him push past his first challenge as a Demon Slayer was just wholesome, and we knew that things were just going to get even better from here.
It's kind of insane because Tanjiro defeated him and Sabito couldn't.
Moving on, we have...
So does that mean Tanjiro is better than Tamioka and Sabito? At that age?
Muzan's first appearance.
I think so, right? Michael Jackson.
Muzan's first appearance might not have been as triggering as the Hand Demon, yet it surely was eerie. When Danjiro was just starting out his journey to find a way to turn Nezuko back to human form, he encountered various demons, and one of them happened to be Muzan, the real boss. Now, Danjiro didn't meet Muzan at some slimy or nasty area where demons are chewing humans. Instead, he met Muzan at Asakusa, Tokyo, which was brimming with lights and a festival vibe was going around. From the smooth and realistic animation to the sound effects, it established itself as one of the best moments in Demon Slayer. Of course, he wasn't expecting Muzan to look like ordinary humans or more like Michael Jackson, but that's besides the point. The eerie feeling that Danjiro felt sensing Muzan left him in shock as his entire being was filled with anger and rage because he knew Muzan was the one that killed his family. What made this moment stand out is that Danjiro's resolve to defeat Muzan and protect his sister only got stronger, and he didn't even flinch in the presence of the great Demon King.
Do we actually know that Muzan is the one that killed? No, it wasn't him, right? It was just a demon.
Another cool moment from Demon Slayer that made Zenitsu one of everyone's favorite characters was his first awakening. Now, if you've watched Demon Slayer, you might remember that during the Suzumi Mansion arc, Zenitsu faced his fears. Now, Zenitsu is the type of person who'd scream and shout after seeing a spider, let alone a demon. He has also been portrayed as a cowardly individual who's quick to panic in risky situations. His fearlessness is a trait, but his talent overpowers it, and here's why. Zenitsu, being one of the Demon Slayers, was put in a position where he had to protect some people from the Tongue Demon. Although Zenitsu did faint in the beginning, he awakened right afterward and defeated the Tongue Demon with his thunder-breathing first form.
I went crazy when that happened.
It was probably the very first Demon Slayer scene where Zenitsu finally revealed his powers, which makes it one of the most memorable Demon Slayer moments. Fans not only got to see a new side to Zenitsu, but also were able to witness his incredible speed, agility, and power as he defeated the Tongue Demon in just one shot. This awakening just took our breath away, because who would have thought that he was that strong when he was asleep?
Yeah, and then Tanjiro's like, yo, let me just learn your technique real quick and just use it myself.
Next Demon Slayer moment might surpass Zenitsu's first awakening, and yes, we're talking about the time Shinobu tortured the sister spider demon.
I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up from Shinobu.
Shinobu Gocho is the insect Hashira, someone who's strong and intellectual, but what makes her one of the most badass characters is her ability to outsmart her enemies. While Shinobu may appear kind and empathetic, don't let her innocent facade fool you, because she kills demons in the most merciless and brutal ways possible. Well, Shinobu's intentions were far from kind when she encountered the spider demon. Shinobu effortlessly tortured the spider demon, not only physically but also emotionally. She rubbed salt on the sister spider demon's wounds by using her weaknesses and fears against her. The sister spider demon had originally killed over 80 children, but when Shinobu confronted her regarding that, she admitted to only killing 5 children, and that was her biggest mistake. That only boiled Shinobu's blood, as she had already read through her lies. So Shinobu defeated the spider demon with the help of wisteria poison. During this moment, we could see Shinobu's two-faced personality, and it really taught fans to never trust an innocent smile. The entire moment was just painful as we see the light slowly fade away from the demon's eyes.
Really strong, I feel like. But we haven't seen that much of her. Same with Tamioka.
Get ready, because the next one sends shivers down everyone's
spine. Don't make me cry.
We're talking about Akaza and his badass entrance in the Infinity Train, which made a bad situation truly worse. Akaza is one of the major villains in Demon Slayer who holds the position of upper rank 3, and he deserves that title 100%. He just looked menacing as he struck that iconic pose when he landed, creating a crater as he touched the ground. You could truly feel the pressure and the intensity coming from him, to the point where Danjiro couldn't even move. If it weren't for Rengoku, Danjiro would have been dead there and then, because he couldn't even blink and Akaza was already right in front of him. It was our first look at Upper Moon, and the entire series never failed to show us the immense danger they pose to our protagonists. You already know that Akaza made a donut right after this.
Such an epic fight, man.
Moving on, we have a heart-wrenching and emotional moment, and it's Danjiro's battle with the Mother Spider Demon.
I would have put that way higher. Yeah, that moment was like, what the hell just happened, bro?
Unlike most demon encounters, this one was filled with a lot of empathy. After she became a demon and lost her loved ones, the Mother Spider Demon stayed at Mount Natagumo, where she came across Rui and was given an opportunity by him to become stronger, but in return, she had to play a role in his family. So she got the role of being the mother. However, it was revealed that the Mother Spider Demon was actually a victim, and she was constantly being abused by Rui and the Father Spider Demon for being weak. It seemed that she was never treated kindly and only suffered, and she thought it was going to be that way forever. On the other hand, Danjiro is known for his compassion. He recognized her pain and suffering while also offering her a peaceful end. This moment was truly one of the most iconic Demon Slayer moments, as we got to see Danjiro's determination to give empathy to everyone, even demons who deserved it, giving the Mother Spider Demon a peaceful death. Normal Slayers would have felt no remorse for killing a demon, but Danjiro's warm and empathetic nature made him understand the Mother Spider Demon's feelings. It was wholesome and tragic at the same time.
That's one of the things that's like really messed up about Demon Slayer, is that you actually feel bad for some of the demons. Next up, we go to the moment where we meet the iconic Hashiras, the highest ranking Demon Slayers in the Demon Slayer Corps.
Those who are given the title of Hashiras aren't to be messed with. This position is only given to the most powerful and skillful combatants in the entire organization who protect humanity against deadly threats. The Hashiras were introduced to Tanjiro after the events of the Mount Natagumo arc as Shinobu discovered that Nezuko was a demon. The moment we first laid our eyes on them was truly memorable. Each of them was introduced to us with their specific abilities, titles, and heroic dialogues as well, and it felt like we were kind of meeting the Demon Slayers. It really left an impact on all of us and also made us curious about their backstories and their true abilities. We may have hated some of them as well just because of their harsh opinions on how to deal with Nezuko. Probably the most memorable of them was Sanemi because he just made the entire thing more intense. It was a thrilling scene and I couldn't ask for more.
I guess Sanemi doesn't have anything to say now because Nezuko is actually a human.
Making your boss angry by your own skill issue can be fatal, and that's exactly what happened because we're talking about Muzan killing the lower moons after Rui's defeat by the Demon Slayers.
No, he just wasted the lower moons. So dumb. Like, now he has to find a new army.
Is a cold and intimidating demon who loves when others shake when seeing him. So he's the type of leader who shows little value in his subordinates and rarely gets happy with their achievements and failures, but he easily gets upset and you don't want to know what happens when he's upset. A moment that revealed Muzan's sheer ruthlessness was when he became filled with anger and desperation as he saw the lower moons as failures for constantly losing to the Hashiras. Their fear and begging only added to Muzan's anger because he thought they weren't giving value to his opinions. This Demon Slayer moment was brutal as he just completely wiped them out one by one. Even with all their begging and with one of them even trying to run away, he was still caught and eaten by Muzan's biokinesis.
He tried.
It was a bloody and brutal ordeal that completely surprised the viewers, considering that the lower moons could even wipe out squads of Demon Slayers by themselves. If you're relishing the Demon Slayer
Warning?
If you're relishing the Demon Slayer moments thus far, please consider giving this video a like. Here at ViniTube, we deeply appreciate your responses and feedback. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and embark on this incredible journey with us. As the list progresses, we have the moment when Giyu uses his 11th form on Rui.
How did he put Rengoku so low?
He came across Rui while the battle on Mount Natagumo was raging on, and it's safe to say that he's easily one of the strongest Hashiras too. Up until this point, the fight had focused on Tanjiro and his dedication to protecting Nezuko, but the whole situation changed when Giyu arrived. Unlike Giyu's demeanor, his powers go way beyond one's imagination. With just one attack, he cut through the supposed uncuttable threads like it was butter, and then proceeded to cut Rui's head all by himself. What really made this moment stand out was that Giyu didn't even sweat. It looked like he was just fighting another demon who didn't have the strength of a member of the 12 Kizuki. He was a merciless Superman who made sure the villain didn't get to hurt people again. Because how could you without a head on? Given the demon,
his ability kind of looked like the main expansion.
We have Han Tengu remembering Yorichi through Muzan's memory.
The swordsman.
When it comes to Yorichi, he's like the founder of the breathing stars as he created the sun breathing technique. He's also called the strongest demon slayer in history. So this heroic figure appeared in Han Tengu's head through Muzan's memory via his blood. This exact flashback happened during Han Tengu's battle against Tanjiro, and him seeing Yorichi through Tanjiro's attack was just breathtaking. Even though Han Tengu...
So, my theory is, right, since the mark appeared on him...
Tanjiro, and him seeing Yorichi through...
And Yorichi basically turned into the demon, right? Because they didn't really say what happens after you get the mark. You turn, I think you turn into a demon, so that's why he's the number one, upper rank number one.
Right? Happened during Han Tengu's battle against Tanjiro, and him seeing Yorichi through Tanjiro's attack was just
you guys are gonna hate me for this.
Even though Han Tengu was affiliated with the Upper Moon demons, he just couldn't stay calm after seeing that memory. This fight is one of the best Demon Slayer moments as it shows Tanjiro's journey from being a compassionate slayer to becoming a ruthless one that's worthy of being Yorichi's personification. Tanjiro was such a badass that he didn't hesitate to behead his foe and offered him words like, "Atone for your sins with your life." And you know you're strong when an Upper Moon remembers Yorichi while fighting.
Did Tanjiro's dad have the mark?
Next up, we have adult Nezuko fighting Daki, who's one of the upper rank 6.
I don't know, man. This list is kind of like all over the place.
Together, the siblings made their appearance during the Entertainment District arc of Demon Slayer, and they were faced by Tengen, Danjiro, and the other Demon Slayers. But the highlight was the moment when adult Nezuko faced off against Daki, and it was one of the most visually stunning fighting scenes in the anime. Nezuko exploded into action against Daki, and the once adorable little demon shocked everyone with her adult form. She instantly became badass and ruthless, and didn't hesitate to throw hands. She was able to overpower Daki, and her raw power was undeniably strong as she ripped Daki to pieces before burning her almost beyond repair with her power blood demon art. The fight between these young women was beautiful and rugged at the same time, as Nezuko was filled with her demonic rage, trying her best to protect Danjiro and her friends. Overall, this scene was a fan favourite for its stunning visuals, Nezuko's unexpected evolution, and just the one-sided beatdown that Daki
that was crazy.
Now we all know why Muzan has dibs on Nezuko, right? Anyway, moving on to yet another cool Demon Slayer fight, we have Muichiro versus Gyoko, where fans learned a lot about the mysterious Mist Hashira.
I'm guessing number one is
going to be when the Swordsmith village where Muichiro was trying to save the villagers. Their first encounter ended with Muichiro getting tricked into a water prison, and it was at that moment when Muichiro remembered his past that he'd forgotten due to trauma, where he lost his twin brother because of a demon attack and was severely wounded. Now, with all of his memories returning, Muichiro unlocked his Demon Slayer mark, and all hell broke loose for the demons. Despite being an upper rank 5 demon, Gyoko was no match for an awakened Muichiro, and the entire fight was just pure cinema. The animation was amazing, and the way they created Muichiros was so dynamic you could hardly believe it was anime at all. Just seeing Muichiro finally reach his full potential was satisfying, especially since he sliced and diced Gyoko into oblivion at the end. Next is another moment from the same season, and yes, it's when Nezuko became
How is this not number one then?
How Nezuko got immune to the sun remains a mystery in the anime. Seeing Nezuko finally running in the sunlight like other Slayers made this one of the best Demon Slayer moments. Nobody was expecting Nezuko...
The hell?
Closer to achieving his goal, being immune to the sunlight, and Nezuko might be his key.
What the am I tripping?
His goal, being immune to the sunlight, and Nezuko might be...
Oh my god, dude, that hurt my brain. Is this real? Is this reality?
Other Slayers made this one of the best Demon Slayer moments. Nobody was expecting Nezuko to be his key.
Probably got copyrighted.
Of course, if we go to see the lower moons, we have to include this moment in our list, and it's none other than the upper moon meeting. The Upper Moon, or the Big Six of the 12 Kizuki Demon Moons, is a group that contains the strongest demons under the Demon King, none other than Muzan Kibutsuji. Along with Muzan, these demons serve as the main villains of the anime, and they're deadly. Akaza fought Doma because he took his rank, and that's the same reason he hates Doma so much. The entire meeting was just full-on bloodshed. Bro, we already know that Akaza is strong, but who would have thought that the Upper Moon 2 would just let his head be sliced up like that? Of course, we also got to see Goku Shibo, the upper rank 1 himself, and his entire aura was truly menacing. Throughout the entire meeting, bloodlust and rage were taking over the atmosphere, which in my opinion is a perfect way to introduce these monsters. After Akaza made Rengoku into a donut, did you even imagine that he could be so easily ordered around by another demon who isn't Muzan?
That's a cool moment, but it's not better than like the Rengoku fight with Akaza or...
Burning its way onto our list. This moment left fans speechless, and it's when Danjiro pushed past his limits and unleashed God mode on Daki.
Right. Oh. Is it gonna be the Sound Hashira versus her brother?
The fight between Danjiro and Daki occurred during the Entertainment District arc, where Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Uzui fought against Daki and her brother Gyutaro. During the battle, Daki went through several transformations as well that increased her powers and fought to her fullest potential, but Danjiro wasn't any less. His rage elevated him to another level, to the point where he subconsciously started using Hinokami Kagura without taking a break. His eyes were starting to fill with blood, but he was still getting faster and his blade getting sharper. It's got to be one of Zenitsu and Uzui fought against Daki and her brother Gyutaro. During the battle, Daki went through several transformations as well that increased her powers and fought to her fullest potential, but Danjiro wasn't any less. His rage elevated him to another level, to the point where he subconsciously started using Hinokami Gagura without taking a break. His eyes were starting to fill with blood, but he was still getting faster and his blade getting sharper. It's got to be one of Danjiro's best moments, as Daki herself couldn't believe what was happening. An upper moon was being pushed back by a non-Hashira demon slayer, and he almost cut off her head too if not for him losing stamina. The background music, smooth animation, Daki getting intimidated, and seeing the fear in her eyes makes it one of the most memorable fights to come out of the series as a whole.
Okay.
While this may be one of the most memorable Demon Slayer events, it's also undeniably one of the saddest, and it's Rengoku's final attack.
Oh, so he split that into two parts. Okay. He basically split those into two. Okay, well then, yeah, that deserves a number 3 spot, I think.
Throughout the series, he saved countless lives. His final attack against Akaza is a heart-wrenching and unforgettable scene in Demon Slayer, since Rengoku's fighting spirit burnt bright even when he was losing. So when the fight reached its climax, Rengoku charged his Nichiren blade ablaze with an inferno as he used the 9th form of flame-breathing, Purgatory, also called Rengoku. The animation during this moment was breathtaking, which showed the desperation behind Rengoku's final attack, as well as the massive amount of flames, showing us just how strong this slash really is. From Rengoku saying "set your heart ablaze" to the insane cinematography and his attack eventually turning into a dragon, it was truly a moment worthy of someone called a Hashira. However, it ended up in Rengoku's bittersweet demise, with Danjiro holding him in his arms and crying out loud. It was the very day the Slayers lost a precious Hashira who dedicated his life to saving humanity. At number 2, we have the Demon Slayers versus Upper Moon 6 Final Slash. The entire battle was one of the craziest fights in Demon Slayer, but perhaps the highlight was how it ended. The defeat of the Upper Moon 6 was a coordinated final slash by all 4 Demon Slayers, including Inosuke,
well, there's actually
Zenitsu,
so many good moments,
Danjiro,
I've been forgetting
and Tengen
them.
Uzui. Keep in mind that they had to take off their heads at the same time, or else both Upper Moon 6 siblings would just regenerate. It was a moment for the ages. I like to think that all of them were living by Rengoku's words and were setting their hearts ablaze. The animation, the soundtrack, and overwhelming combined powers of the Demon Slayer made the scene memorable. Seeing the Demon Slayers pushing their limits and ending the fight once and for all was truly impressive, and there's without a doubt that so far this would have been...
It's kind of interesting that because Zenitsu and Inosuke have been fighting by his side so many times. I wonder if like one of them developed a mark somewhere that it wasn't hidden, maybe like it wasn't shown. Because I think Inosuke didn't take off his mask, right?
Being the best Demon Slayer moment, if not for the next one we're going to talk about. And of course, it's going to be the battle between Tengen Uzui and Gyutaro.
One of the best, like, if not the best fights in anime, best looking, and everything's insane about this moment.
Even though all the Demon Slayers fought Gyutaro and Daki collectively, we all know the only way they won was because of Tengen's help. Tengen got proper screen time only during the Entertainment District arc, and fans could really feel his flamboyance through screens, and the fight between Tengen Uzui and Gyutaro remains one of the best Demon Slayer fights of all time. Even though he lost one arm and was blind in one eye, he used everything he had and was able to 1 versus 1 an Upper Moon.
See more of
That's not cold, I don't know what is. The animation during the fight was godly and showed Tengen's explosive fighting style along with Gyutaro's menacing presence. Despite the odds stacked against him, Tengen didn't give up and was able to dodge and counter most of Gyutaro's attacks. It was a full-on hype trade, and Tengen really turned a hopeless situation into a miracle. That's why this is number 1, and the one I chose as the best Demon Slayer moment. Well, at least for now.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, okay. Yeah, the list redeemed itself at the end here.
And that ends our video.
I was gonna say, I think the Nezuko one was put way too low. Like, that moment just basically twists the whole story into a different direction, you know? Like, that moment is like literally changing the whole story. So I would definitely put that one higher. But yeah, as of like the last 3 that they were put here, the Rengoku and the Entertainment District final fight, they were definitely the best looking and just amazing fights. Honestly, such good like scenes.